So why are you keeping this away, mister? Why?
Let me remind them. It is Fubara that signed the paper for borrowing from Zenith Bank 200 billion for the construction of Ring Road. So it is my project. It is Fubara that has awarded Trans-Calabari Road that they couldn't do. They did only a bridge from Krakrama. I am the one doing it. 225 billion. I didn't borrow. It is this same Fubara that is building a general hospital, which I also included a psychiatric hospital because they will need it very soon in their place. So tell them, what I have done in 1 year is what they did. Like I said, let them make me talk. Let them make me talk. It's only empty container that makes noise. If God has given you opportunity, eat your thing and keep quiet. God will continue to give us the strength to do the best for our people without fear.
Honestly, boy is with the weakest scammer on the side. Okay, if Tifnumbu didn't save Wiri Wiki, he probably would have died of maybe stroke or something. It could, something would have happened, and they would just say like he's dead. Because Fubara is not going to be like Olodu of Kogi that is protecting Yeye Bello. Look at how that one is protecting Yeye Bello. That the EFCC can't even touch or see him. So if he was not given this agreement in Abuja, I don't know what will week. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it wouldn't be able to handle it. But that is in Rivers State. Brethren, you know what the Fulani terrorists did in Enugu today? What they usually do. Terrorism. Where they attacked a farming community in eastern part of Nigeria. And 3 farmers were killed. Yes. And many others were seriously injured. So from the survivors of this attack, and the community is called the Umbuji. Please correct me if my pronunciation is not the right one, because sometimes when you pronounce something, you may be meaning something different because of the pronunciation, but you get what I mean. Read the description of this broadcast, you will see it in there. The community is called the Umbuji community in Eha Amufu or Eha Amufu local government, Izi Uzo local government area of Enugu State. From the survivor's point on this level of insecurity, here.
This is a picture of our brother from Omulo. We were victory yesterday within the Fulani. You can see him now. This particular hand is almost that now halfway off. I went to the parkland to see him today. So I'm making this video so that anybody that have help can render help with them. Any amount is not small.
I thank God because that place in Russia. Yes.
From the report, it is said that 3 farmers were killed. One of them was attacked in his own rice farm. And I don't know if you have seen the image online already, where he's harvested cassava. They're still in the basket in his farm, on his farm where he was killed. That one on the right. And from the reports, it is said that between 2017 and 2024, more than 100 and, let me see that figure again, 20 farmers and locals have been killed by Fulani terrorists in Enugu. The community is a farming community, and they've always come under the attacks of these Fulani terrorists. It's one of the reasons why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up the ESN until these political criminals of Eastern Nigeria set up what they call the Ebubeagu. Ebubeagu that was supposed to go after Fulani terrorists was going after the ESN and the IPOB members, leaving the locals, leaving the people vulnerable in the hands of this Fulani terrorists. And with this latest attack, it's just going to add to all other series of attacks, because according to reports, they've had more than 20 recorded attacks on the people of this community or this local government area. It is also similar, so similar to what this House of Representatives member from Borno, the local government area called Guzama local government area of Borno State, their own senator told the General Senate of their own circumstances rather, where the Boko Haram have actually taken over the chunk part of this local government area. And the area is also populated by farmers. It's like a farming settlement, communities. And to make the matter worse, there is no presence of the security forces of Nigeria in this area at all. The people living there are actually paying taxes to the Boko Haram terrorists. If you have been following this development in that contraption in Nigeria, areas where the citizens have been left on their own and they are now at the mercy of the terrorists in Nigeria, the areas are called ungoverned areas. There's no sign or any plan of rescuing the people in the area, even though most of them are in the eastern part of Nigeria, militarizing the region. The terrorists up north, they are having a field day. Their areas are called ungoverned areas. Listen to the guy from the north, from Borno.
The motion is on the need to deploy adequate security personnel to endangered local government areas in Borno State. The Senate notes that for many years, Borno State has been bedeviled by insurgency, with communities facing one form of attack or the other every now and then. Aware that recently relative peace has been restored in Borno State due to efforts of the Nigerian armed forces, which are commendable. However, some communities are still besieged by insecurity, as Guzamala local governments do not have any civil authority in place, no military presence, while Abadam and Marte local government areas need security reinforcement. Also aware that the aforementioned areas are predominantly agrarian communities, with Marte local government area being known for large-scale production of wheat and rice. Worried that communities in those areas are still under the captivity of Boko Haram, and the people have been suffering untold hardship as a result of the insecurity, which has damaged the local economy, infrastructure, and livelihoods herein. And also worried that the absence of military personnel in the areas may cause the insurgents to become more emboldened and attempt to capture surrounding communities, thus ruining the previous efforts by the government to secure the state. Accordingly, resolves to urge the Nigerian armed forces to establish a super camp at Guzama local government area and mobilize adequate personnel to secure Abadam and Marte local government areas of Borno State, and mandate the committees on Army and Air Force to ensure implementation. Mr. President, distinguished senators, it may interest you to know that local government, Guzamala local government, which is one local government from my senatorial district, and a neighboring local government to my own local government of Monguno, is completely under the control, tight control of Boko Haram insurgents, because of the fact that not a single security personnel is found in the whole local government. As a result, civil authority is lost, and Boko Haram are effectively in control of that local government. That they have imposed taxes on people, they have imposed levies on people, and there is no security personnel to challenge them, and there is no civil authority that is in existence in that local government because of the presence of Boko Haram and the tight control, the total control they have in that local government. So therefore, we are craving for the indulgence of this Senate to direct the Nigerian military to make their presence felt with a view to repelling the Boko Haram insurgents in that local government, because if we allow them to exist in that local government, they will be further emboldened and have all the luxury to organize and attack other neighboring local governments, particularly my own local government of Monguno and other neighboring local governments, that peace has been restored, civil authority has been restored, and people are started going back to their respective communities to pick the pieces of their lives. So it is very important that this local government is secured and this local government is redeemed from the tight control of Boko Haram, as well as Abadam and Marte local government, that though we have military presence, but they are equally challenged. We need further reinforcements in these two other local governments, while complete repelling of Boko Haram in one local government of Guzamala. Thank you. District. The motion.
What happened to the repentant Boko Haram? 167,000 repentant Boko Haram fighters from Borno State alone. It shock you? No, don't be. Zulum, the fraudulent governor of Borno State, the one that they told you is one of the best governors in Nigeria, Zulum, because he is sharing bag of rice instead of a cup of rice to internally displaced people. The Borno State capital, Maiduguri, has the largest concentration of internally displaced persons, IDP, in Nigeria. Out of 27 or so local government areas of Borno State, 14 of them is no longer under Nigeria. It's no longer being controlled by Nigeria. It is fully in the control of the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP terrorists, all kinds of terrorists up north. I'm talking about who are actually living comfortably in those areas. Communities are paying taxes to them. Nigeria is aware. That's that one that's called himself senator. You know, they go to his constituency or senatorial district anymore. They don't hold any elections in Borno State. Every time Nigeria is having election, there is no election in Borno State. What they usually do is they will converge in Maiduguri. They will now begin to issue figures in Maiduguri. And Ndume, a popular National Assembly senator, is also in on it. They don't do elections in Borno State. I don't know if you are aware of that. If INEC tells you they are doing election and in Nigeria, they just take all the materials to Maiduguri. And then in Maiduguri, okay, they will take the chunk of the election materials somewhere where they will thumbprint, then they will begin to issue figures. That is where Shitty Man also came from. Because most of the local government areas in Borno State, they are no longer under Nigeria. True story. And that's what the guy just told you there. Like this local government, that local government, you know, our people are paying taxes to terrorists. It didn't start today. Probably they are talking about insecurity. That's why you have to bring it up. Under Bokwari, that was when it became worse. When Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was after them, killing them that time. It was the then governor of Borno State, who is now your vice president, okay? Shitty Man. That was among the delegation they sent to America to go and meet Obama. That Jonathan is buying weapons to kill his opposition. And on their return from America, Obama placed arms embargo on Nigeria. Nobody must sell any weapon to Nigeria because they have the report that Jonathan was using the weapons to kill his opposition. Today, the same Boko Haram terrorists that have been chased across the, across the Sahel, that time, they have returned fully 9 years after Goodluck Jonathan. Half of Borno State is being controlled by these terrorists, and they are not making it a biggie. It's not a biggie in Nigeria. You don't even know about it, right? It's not a biggie. The terrorists are living, they are not living in fear and say, oh, they are living in the forest. Oh. In towns, in communities, they have collars. You will see Boko Haram's collar is leading prayer in some of these communities. Openly, no fear. They are holding teaching seminar, their sermons in the open in Borno State. They are not hiding. If you don't pay the tax, you will be killed. So Nigeria Army, Nigeria Police, they don't even go there anymore. Like, no, I know they go there. You should probably check your own device if you think the audio is somehow okay. It should be perfect. This is a true story. So the Ndume guy was also talking about, because it was around the time they are doing this approval for Tinubu's loans. So Ndume managed to infuse the insecurity from his, in his own states to question what is Tinubu using the money for. All these loans we are approving here. And meanwhile, the insurgents are already, they are about to take over Nigeria. They are Under Bokwari was when they all gained their strength. Fulani terrorists gained their own territories. Boko Haram gained and sustained their own territories. From Borno State to Niger State. From Niger State to Kirby. From Kirby to Yobe. From Yobe to Adamawa. From Adamawa to Katsina. From Katsina to Kaduna. These terrorists spread all over the place, and they have their territories unchallenged, except when they want to put up a show. They will tell you the Nigerian army, they are carrying out an operation in this so area, and they have killed 100 terrorists. Ironio. In northern Nigeria, it is Operation Lapi Adole. We need peace. We need peace. In the eastern part of Nigeria, it is Operation Python Dance, Crocodile Smile. There is no python that dances, except if it's crushing his victim. That's when python dances, crushing its victims, right? The victims you want to eat, which means they know what they are doing. In northern Nigeria, it is Lafi Adole, where they also have a program called Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor is for the repentant terrorists to rejoin the society and even join the army. Here is Ndume using the loan request of Tifnumbu to talk about why the money should be spent on insecurity, because insurgents is about to take over Nigeria. Let's go back to that Senate.
I will have to appeal to you to speak by giving the facts. Just continuing from where distinguished Senator Kakeshew stopped. In Chad, that is one of the black spots. We have joint task force already, but they are not equipped. They are not well trained. They are not motivated. In fact, the joint task force is headed by a Nigerian from Yobe State, General Yusuf. Now, what happened was actually all this while they know the line. They have like a border with the Chad Republic, and they never go there. When they went there and killed their people, the president led the operations, and that was what led to their success. And they moved over, and the first target is to dislodge our military around that Kereto and cut it away. In terms of replacing what the Chadian president led and recovered from them. What we need to do is still the same, sir. The Chadian government led the operation by their president. We are not saying that we should do that, but there should be a special operation, because this problem is cancerous and is expanding. We are talking about them in Sokoto, Kebbi now. We are talking about them in Niger. They are going to Plateau. They are growing the second cycle. The main purpose of government is security and welfare of its citizens. It's there in our constitution. We cannot change it. So everything should be focused on security. Because if we say it's Borno today, and we time need to discuss it slightly, saying that we should talk about it in 2 minutes, it will one day get to Kano. God forbid. But it tried to get to Kano. The Kano people stood up. That was how Kano is still standing. If not, the late Ado Bayero was nearly killed. So, Mr. President, this is an occasion where the Senate must be responsible. We should stand up to the occasion and demand. The last president, the Senate president before, Senator Amelan, during his tenure, three times, we set up a committee. And at one time, we invited everybody. We pushed, and you were the chairman appropriation then, and we pushed the government to approve 809 billion to procure the Tucano. But it was wrongly used. You went and procured Tucano while we needed attack helicopters. If we have attack helicopters around that area now, this Boko Haram will not even go there, because the Chadians went there with only 2 attack helicopters. Right now, the joint task force we are talking about have only 1 helicopter. So the Senate should, the mover of the motion should amend this motion, and let's be blunt about it. Let's ask the government to do the right thing. And I'm sure that if we tell the president what to do, he will do it. He will do it. So let us stand up and say that we are just approving a borrowing about 2.2 billion